Perched high above Scotland's capital on its ancient volcanic rock, Edinburgh Castle has guarded the city for centuries. It has seen kings crowned, traitors executed, invaders repelled. It has withstood siege and cannon fire, rebellion and betrayal. But beneath its towering battlements and grand halls, a darker story weaves through the bedrock. The story of the phantom piper who vanished deep within its hidden tunnels and never returned. The tale begins long ago, when whispers of secret passages beneath the castle stirred the imaginations of the townsfolk. Edinburgh is a city riddled with hidden places, vaults, catacombs, closes, and forgotten stairwells winding beneath its crooked streets. But beneath the castle itself, legend tells of a labyrinth of tunnels carved into the ancient stone, passages so old that no living soul could say for certain where they led. Some claimed they connected the fortress to Holyrood Palace at the other end of the Royal Mile. Others believed they reached all the way to the old abbey, or even deeper still, down to dark chambers where secrets best left buried were hidden forever. Generations of locals passed down rumors of the tunnels, but no one truly knew their twists and turns. And so, one night, long before electricity hummed in the city's veins, the city elders resolved to settle the mystery once and for all. If a man could walk the tunnels and emerge at the other side, the hidden path could be mapped and used as a secret escape route, or as a trap for those who might try to sneak inside the castle's thick stone walls, but who could find their way in the blackness beneath Edinburgh's ancient heart, who could keep steady in the suffocating dark, where the rock pressed in and every drip of water sounded like a whisper from the grave. They found their answer in a young piper, a boy no older than 16, quick of foot and steady of mind, whose playing could fill the narrow streets with music so bright even the rats paused to listen. He was brave enough, they said, or foolish enough. Perhaps it made no difference. The plan was simple. The piper would enter the tunnels at the castle gates. He would play his pipes as he walked. Above ground, the elders and townsfolk would follow the faint music by pressing their ears to the cobblestones along the Royal Mile. If the pipes faded or stopped, they would mark the last place the tune was heard, a clue to where the tunnels might lie. So, at dusk, they gathered at the mouth of the tunnel, a damp opening in the rock, more a hole than a door, braced with timber that dripped with old moisture. The piper stepped forward, his pipes tucked under his arm, his breath white in the cold. He looked back only once, eyes wide in the torchlight, before stepping into the mouth of the earth. He began to play immediately, a lively, rolling tune that wound through the stone like a living thing. Above, the people crowded the cobbles, bending low to listen for the ghostly wail drifting through the ground. At first, they could follow his path easily. The music pulsed beneath their boots near the castle gates, then drifted downhill along the Royal Mile, weaving under the closes and winds that snaked through Edinburgh's old town. Children chased after the tune, giggling at the strange magic of hearing bagpipes whispering up through the ancient street. The elders marked the route carefully, chalking rough X's on walls and doors. The piper's melody rose and fell, echoing through the rock, guiding them steadily toward the palace of Holyrood House far below. But as the minutes stretched into an hour, the tune grew faint. The watchers pressed their ears harder to the stones, straining for a ghost of sound. Then, somewhere near where the old high street narrows into Canongate, the music faltered, just a fluttering note, like a bird's last cry, and fell silent. They waited. Long minutes passed. No note returned. Panic broke through the gathering. Some elders insisted the boy must have doubled back through another tunnel. Others swore they heard faint piping far down the road, drifting beyond the city's edge. Search parties formed. Torches flickered into the mouth of the tunnel where the boy had entered. But the passages yawned black and breathless, swallowing the light hole. The searchers never found the boy. They combed the tunnels for days, but the earth kept its secrets. Some said he fell into a chasm that opened under his feet. Others claimed he found a sealed chamber hidden beneath the castle, a place never meant for mortal eyes. Whatever truth lay buried in the rock, it held him tightly, and still does, if you believe the stories that cling to Edinburgh's restless streets. But the piper did not vanish entirely. His body was lost, but not his music. To this day, when the wind rattles through the castle battlements, visitors swear they hear faint bagpipes drifting from nowhere. Some claim the music comes from beneath the cobblestones along the Royal Mile, a soft, lonely tune that rises up through the cracks like a breath from the past. Guards at the castle have spoken in hushed voices of hearing the pipes echo through empty halls late at night when no living musician stands watch. One old story tells of a night watchman who heard the pipes while patrolling the battlements on a bitter winter's night. He paused, puzzled by the sound drifting from below. Drawn to the edge of the wall, he leaned over the parapet to listen closer. He never returned to his post. They found him at dawn, lying in the snow, eyes wide open, mouth frozen in a half-formed question. Some say the phantom pipes called him too close to the edge. Others say he saw what lurks in the tunnels and fled to death rather than madness. In the city below, some claim they have felt sudden cold spots on warm evenings, as if a pocket of air from the tunnels opens just beneath their feet. Tour guides swear they have heard distant piping in the vaults under Southbridge or echoing up from the closes off the Royal Mile. Some laugh and call it the wind, but when they laugh, they do not linger long in the dark. Skeptics dismiss the legend as just that, a story to chill the bones on cold Edinburgh nights, a tale for tourists eager for a fright. But the city feeds on its ghosts. The castle itself, older than memory, brims with stories of soldiers, prisoners, and queens who never left its stone walls. Visitors who stand near the 1 o'clock gun, where the cannon fires daily, sometimes say they hear the phantom pipes just before the gun cracks the air. Guides will tell you it is coincidence. Locals will shrug and say the piper is only keeping time for the city he never left. Some believe the boy's ghost roams not just beneath the castle, but beneath the entire Royal Mile, forever lost in the labyrinth of rock and earth. They say that on quiet nights, if you press your ear to the ground near the castle esplanade or the old Canongate Kirk, you might hear him still tapping out his tune in endless darkness, hoping someone will hear and lead him home. No one ever has. Even now, the tunnels beneath Edinburgh Castle remain a mystery. Over the centuries, parts have been mapped and bricked up, sealed behind iron gates and hidden doors. Some passages caved in long ago. Others twist so deep that explorers fear they might never find their way back. And who would want to walk the path of the piper, to vanish where he vanished, to hear music no living hands can play? For every skeptic there is another who has stood at dusk on the castle esplanade staring down the Royal Mile as shadows gather under the street lamps, and felt it. That strange hush, the sudden shiver when the wind stills and the city falls silent. Then, so faint you wonder if you imagined it, a single note drifts up through the cobblestones, and the past breathes through the stone once more. Perhaps it is only a trick of the mind, a city's folklore echoing through centuries of damp stone and whispered tales. Or perhaps somewhere deep in Edinburgh's buried veins, a boy still wanders, with his pipes under his arm, playing for an audience he can never see, hoping that this time someone will answer his song and show him the way back to the light. So if you ever walk the Royal Mile alone at night and feel the cobblestones hum under your feet, listen, hold your breath. The tune you hear might be just the wind, or it might be the lost piper, forever searching, forever playing, deep beneath the ancient heart of Edinburgh.